All right, this one was personally chosen by you because you said you wanted to go in on somebody. So we have DeAndre Swift versus the Indianapolis, Najee Harris versus the Los Angeles Chargers. You wanted to go in. Take it in, man.
This is the week. This is the week that we've been waiting for DeAndre Swift. And by we, I mean everybody that drafted no running back in the first 10 rounds of any draft that they drafted. DeAndre Swift is my RB1 in a lot of leagues that I got a lot of value out of way late in like the 13th, 14th, 15th round. He's done absolutely nothing this year. 13 total points on the entire season, 24 rushes for 48 yards. Awful. Awful. Do you know who we thought was going to be not that great this year? Joe Mixon. Do you know who else we thought was not going to be that great this year? Josh Jacobs. Do you know who ran all over this Colts defense the last 2 weeks? Joe Mixon, Josh Jacobs.
Well, we didn't think they were going to be terrible. We just
I
think they
mean,
would
we
be.
didn't expect him to be good, like not
We
the
didn't expect
way
them to
that
be terrible.
we didn't expect him to go like 150 plus yards on them, like
No,
on
no,
a
no, no,
week, like, and that's
no.
exactly what running backs are doing. Add in DeForest Buckner hitting IR on that defensive interior. That is the defensive line right there, DeForest Buckner. The linebacker core for the Colts are not playing well. They have no DBs. This is the week where I'm firing up as many Bears players as I possibly can because the Colts defense is just not good this year. And maybe this is the bounce back they need. The Colts are at home, so that could be a good factor for them. They're coming home from an embarrassing loss to the Green Bay Packers, led by Malik Willis. I think this is a game where Caleb Williams will get his first touchdown pass. I think DeAndre Swift will actually get involved in this game, both in the receiving and the rushing game. Flip side, Najee Harris against the Chargers. That Chargers team is way different under Jim Harbaugh. I think the Chargers end up keeping the ball most of the game, where the Steelers then have to extend. The Steelers are going to have to use Justin Fields in the passing game, which is not going to be great. And I don't think the Chargers are going to be able to the Steelers are going to be able to keep the ball long enough to have Najee Harris get as involved in the game. So this matchup here, I'm going DeAndre Swift no matter what.
Okay. So I did zero research for Swift because I knew you're going to go in, and seriously, and I knew. So okay, I have to. I was defending my boy Najee, and it's not even my boy. Like I can't stand Najee Harris. I don't roster Najee nowhere. I don't want to roster Najee nowhere. Najee is just the most boring missionary
These
blah
are
running back you can ever
These
have.
are almost the same running back. I mean, they both scored 8 points last week. Najee scored 8 points week 1. Like, he is
Yep.
consistent. He is, if he's nothing, he's consistent.
Listen, if you want a running back who's going to get you 19 touches a game, like Najee has, 66% of the snap share or the opportunity share Najee has, a team that runs the ball the second most in the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a running back that can get you a solid 3.9 yards per touch. Najee's your guy. Safe, solid. He's not going to get benched. Doesn't really have any real competition. Jalen Warren isn't really the thing you guys, or I thought, or you thought. We all thought Jalen Warren was going to be good. He's not the guy we all thought he was going to be. Now, at least. I don't think the Chargers are going to run away with this game. The Steelers stay in games. That's what Mike Tomlin does. They keep things close. They keep things interesting. It's always a 4-point game going into the fourth quarter. So Najee is not going to get phased out of this offense. And if he does, Najee's shown the ability to catch the ball in the backfield. Now, is Justin Fields going to dump it off? No. I think Najee has 2 catches this season. Literally. 2. That's terrible because Justin Fields would rather run and create yards for himself, which is totally fine because the Steelers are winning games. But same thing is Swift, your boy Najee is not getting involved. Whereas DeAndre Swift, on the other hot side, he has no offensive line. He has a quarterback who has no idea what he's doing. I don't know where Swift's going to outscore Najee here. But I do think they're like evenly close. But if you want the safe floor, a guy who's not going to get benched or lose touches or fumble or get phased out like DeAndre Swift always does, I'm going Najee Harris just for this safety factor of I don't want a 0. Give me 8 over a 0. And I think DeAndre Swift can give me a 0, and I don't think Najee will ever give me a 0. That's it. That's all. And I don't want to just disagree with you just for, we're first take, bro. No. This is the reality. I had Najee the entire time.
I just don't think Najee is going to get the same kind of share as he's had the last 2 weeks. Justin Fields is running the ball more and more. Uh, and Jalen Warren had actually the same amount of points as Najee did last week on less than half of his attempts. Wingate, you are literally just killing the show, man.
No, you're not, Wingate. You're doing awesome. Sorry, I'll get more serious.
But DeAndre Swift started off last year slow, and then all of a sudden he bounced, like immediately came out of nowhere. I think they just need to figure out how to use this offense. I understand that's a completely different offensive line between the Eagles and Bears. I'm not discounting that. I'm thinking opportunity here. The Bears can look at exactly what the Texans and the Packers both did and destroyed the Colts defensive line. The Colts defensive line is already looking weaker again because of injuries all over the field, actually, with their edge rushers and the defensive tackle. I don't see a thing where DeAndre Swift does worse than he did last week. Najee is going to get you 8 points, great, but I think DeAndre Swift's floor is 8 points.